Good afternoon. It is July 1st, and we're looking towards a holiday weekend here in the U.S. This coming weekend. So I have a bunch of patriotic things to show you, some old finishes, some things I've just finished, and then some things I'm working on. So we're gonna do a little bit of show you or some quilting today. Yeah, I kind of like to do a whole lot of things, so I just kind of show whatever I have been working on. But I have been hot and heavy in the cross stitch recently, so have so many charts you want to do. You know the drill, guys, right? So anyway, I'll get started here. I don't know that it's all that well organized. I've been saving up stuff. I need to do this more often because I accumulate enough stuff here and then it gets kind of crazy. So anyway, I'll start with this piece right here. This is a vintage quilt, and actually it's a pillow cover. And I dropped something on the floor. And I did this for my dad. I'll back it up. And it's says San Antonio. Oh golly, what does that say? Oh, Cadet Center. It's hard to read. And it's San Antonio, Texas, obviously. And my, he'd been my great uncle, my dad's uncle, was a young farm boy from Traer, Iowa. And he went in to, I can read what I wrote on the back of it here. He enlisted February 2nd, 1942 in the Army Air Force. And I believe it was purchased by him when he was in San Antonio, Texas for cadet training during 1942. He went on to become a B-24 bomber pilot in the European theater and was injured twice. I'm assuming he got this as a gift for his parents, Peter and Rose Weaver, and I found it with some other family linens and machine quilted it as a gift for my dad. And I gave it to him on Father's Day 2018 in honor of his Uncle Leonard, who passed away in 2008. And I actually had the privilege of interviewing him. And I have that interview all typed up and written up about his time there. So anyway, this was kind of it was a special gift, and my dad loved this. And so anyway, I have that out this time of year, and it's like a silky, I think you can kind of tell it's very shiny. And I'm just surmising all of this because it was found after my grandma had passed away. It was in her, with her things, and she had a lot of her mother's things. So I kind of put the story together because Leonard spent time in San Antonio in his training. So here's another vintage piece that I'd like to show you. It's probably one of my favorite things that I have. I have been collecting patriotic stuff long before it was kind of the cool thing to do. I probably started in the 1980s. Really, we used to do a great big 4th of July party here and invited a lot of friends and family, whoever was available, extended family, and we'd have it out in the garage. And we used to, you know, have anywhere from 20 to 40 people, probably closer in the 30s typically. And so that's, I kind of started, you know, decorating for that. And so that's kind of how it got started. Anyway, I got this from my local antique dealer who's since passed away, Marion Spence, who I'd love to go to her shop and look around and look at the frame. Is that not cute? And it came just like this. My guess is it was stitched during World War II. I mean, I have no way of knowing that, but that's just my guess. But I love the frame and love the embroidery. It's just a neat piece. Like I say, it's one of my favorite things. And I have a patriotic room. And so my favorite things, that's where they go. And so we see them all year. This is not an antique, but it's, I think it was Mary and George, isn't it? George and Mary. And with Thy Needle and Thread, I believe. And this has been creatively framed because Miss Sherry ran out of fabric over here. So the pattern is adjusted. Everything's adjusted. I was too far into it and I wasn't turning back. It was going to get finished at some way or another. And frankly, if I didn't tell you, you know, does anybody really know or care? No. I still love this. But I framed it super tight just because of that. And this is a vintage frame that I had in my stash. I pretty much, anytime we go thrifting, I'm always looking for frames. So my husband cut this one down to fit that. So yeah, cool. Love it. This is an oldie. Do I have, and it's too bad because I usually signed my things and dated them, and I didn't this. This I made years ago. Shoot. And the name just flew out of my head. Out of Utah, Shepherd's Bush. I'm pretty sure this was a Shepherd's Bush needle roll. It's cool. So I don't know what it was called. I couldn't tell you. It says Old Glory, Grand Old Flag. But I do know it was a Shepherd's Bush. I'm pretty sure it was Shepherd's Bush pattern. So I've had that for a long time. And then this is Sherry, oh golly, what is her name? Oh golly, her name is the same as mine, Sherry. Oh, that drives you crazy. See, I haven't written in the back what this stuff was. I'm on a Facebook group that has all of these patterns. She's passed away. She did primitive things. And this is one I did several years ago. But there's so many. If you like primitive type quilt patterns, contact me and I'll find it for you, okay? Because this Facebook group is worth joining. They have, I wouldn't know how many patterns in the file section. Tons and tons and tons. And so anyway, this is just kind of a fun little simple piece. And then I did this. This is a Temecula one, I can tell you that. I think it's the 12 Days of Christmas, actually. I did it in January of 2012. And I didn't use Christmas fabric or, you know, reproduction, Temecula is known for reproductions, I use like my kind of Civil War type fabrics and a lot of pictorial ones. And then I added pins from a lot of battlefield parks. I added those. So it makes it heavy to hold. So tons of fun little fabrics to look at in here. Love that one. The borders are cool with generals. That's Grant, of course. And then I fussy cut a lot of stuff, a lot of fabrics. Got Lincoln there. So just, and I'm pretty sure this would be on the Temecula website still, or like blog. And it was like 12 Days of Christmas, and it was like, this is one piece, and then this one was 2 pieces, and then 3 pieces, 4 pieces, up to 12 pieces. That's the 12 Days of Christmas. So anyway, so that's a fun piece. I love having this out. Oh, and I'll show you the back. I like to use vintage linens to make sleeves on the back. And so this was like damaged. You know, I've got so many of those things from my grandmother and great-grandmother. A lot of that kind of thing. Okay, now I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna bounce around here just a little bit. Let's see here. And I'll show these to you individually. There's my dough bowl for this time. And a lot of these are new finishes. Everything actually is this year except this Santa star there in the back. That one I've had for a really long time. One of my quilt friends gave me that. I'll show you that up quick. And I don't know where this pattern is from. No idea. I've had this for years and years and years. So probably late 1980s, early 1990s, something like that. Anyway, a lot of these, well, I'll show you first the one that I did, that I stitched, and then the rest of them my mother did. So anyway, here's, this is the Patriotic Quaker from Primrose Cottage. And I had started it last year, and I got it finished, added the pom-pom trim. This is actually from the kit. I got a finishing kit. I usually don't do that, but I did do that. I did fill it with crushed walnut shells, which is my favorite. And then it came with these cute little buttons who want to kind of fall over. The buttons are cute. But fun finish. There it is. Primrose Cottage. A lot of people have done that. Very fun to do. That was a nice finish. The other 3 of these, and I still have a few more back here behind me in a drawer. My mother had, she did cross stitching in the 80s and 90s. And she had just a pile of stuff that she hadn't finished. And so I ran across those things, and I thought, oh, I just need to finish them up, you know, and enjoy them. And so I can't tell you where the patterns are for these. I kind of save finishes on Pinterest. So I kind of looked on Pinterest to kind of see, you know, different, because I wanted to do them all different. And so this just has, you know, little band with some baker's twine. And then I did tag, each of these have a tag on them, kind of telling the story so my girls know. And then here's a teddy bear. And this I used kind of a cheater fabric I had. And these are all, that one and this one are filled with walnut shells. And this one too. And I added a little bulb pin with some buttons and just a teeny little bit. I had to make, you know, a tiny little bow. That was a little tricky. There's the back of that one. I guess I didn't show you the back of this one. Super cute. And then here's Uncle Sam, and I made him into one of those a pocket things, and then I ordered off of Amazon Patriotic pair of scissors to go in there. And then here's the back. So it turned out super cute. I was really tickled to get them, you know, do something with them and so I can enjoy them. Then I have another one here I had done last year. This was another one Mother had done. It's a little sampler, and I incorporated it into my project bag, my Patriotic project bag. So just added, you know, some fabric and stripes, stars and stripes. And then I've got a dog tag from our local museum. It does has a military museum, and you can do a dog tag and then scan, and they give you an identity, and then you find out what happens to your person. And then this I just made from some broken jewelry. And then here's another little deal, and I've got it all hooked onto my zipper there. So that is that. Oh, and then I did have this in this dough bowl, but then I moved it. Then I did the faded flag. I've been wanting to do that ever since I first saw it, which is by October House. And turned out really cute. It feels like I could put some more in it, but it's hard to stuff something this long and this narrow, you know. It's a little tricky, I will say. And I've got walnut shells in that too. So those are all of those finishes. And let's see, what else do I have here before I... Okay. Oh, and I finished this. When did I do? And I did this last month, finished it last month, I think actually early last month. This is a little basket quilt. It's called Big Little Baskets. And it's all fabric that's from, well, I shouldn't say all of it, but nearly all of it is from my grandma and my great-grandma's scrap bag. I have yardage and I have scraps of their 30s and 40s and 50s vintage fabrics. And so I'm always looking for ways to use it. I machine quilted it on my long arm. Did a border to border design here in the center and then a border on the outside. And it turned out so cute. Get back here so you can... I think it looks better almost that way. You kind of see the individual baskets. And here's the back. And I used a piece of vintage fabric for the back. And my label, I just did a little pocket. Here's the pattern. You want a screenshot of that. And actually, I just tucked the pattern in there. And then here's the sleeve. I thought I found this in my vintage, auction drawer. That's the drawer I go to first. That means it's not my grandma's stuff. It's easier for me to get up. And this stuff is damaged, so I don't feel quite so bad about it, but it's got a cute little basket. So that was, I've had that going for a long time. I think I finished sewing the blocks on Mother's Day weekend. I've had that going since before we moved. So it's kind of a project that's been languishing out there. And then another finish, I'm pretty sure I haven't shown you this, and if I have, I'm sorry. I didn't remember. That Bee's Got Knees. This is the finish from that spring, I don't know, was it Spring Fling? I don't know what it was called. The online retreat. And we took the class and from Hands-On Designs, and there's the little pins. I love the little pins. They're not cute. And then it turned out really, really nice. I was pretty tickled with this. And this has got wool roving in it for stuffing. So very cute. Fun little finish. I love it. Absolutely love it. So that was from spring. Okay, let me see now. We're getting down to, I'll do some haul. That way I can get rid of a couple other little piles here. Oh, like I say, I shouldn't let it go so long in between because it kind of piles up in ridiculous fashion. So let's see here. Yeah, not that. Okay. This I got down in Altoona, I think, Off the Rails Quilting. I picked this up. I just thought it was kind of a neat little leaflet. And that's in Altoona. And that's a shop I had never been to before. But I thought that was kind of a neat little patriotic piece. And then I ordered, Fat Quarter Shop had a patriotic sale on a bunch of stuff, and I ordered several things. I got this one, and it's about, ports, immigrants coming into these ports from various countries, typically Europe, but England. And but I intend to somehow modify it and add the people and the years they came here of our family. So that was my thought when I saw this. I'm not quite sure how I'll attack that yet, but that's my plan. And it's called Coming to America. And then I got Feels Like Fall. I also got the patriotic one. I'm going to show you that in a minute. This is with a needle and thread. And I want to do all 4 of these seasons. And I'm working on the patriotic one right now. I have the spring one. The only one right now I don't have is the Christmas one. So I'll have to nab that sometime. And this was just a cute flag. Nicole Spohr had this made up. That's kind of the reason I got that one. American Spirit. And this is Erica Michaels, a couple smalls. I like the strawberry and the pillow ball. I like to do both of those. And Betsy's Patriotic Basket. I have several of this series. I don't have them all, but I liked this one in particular. So that's going in the to-do pile. And then Prairie Schooler evidently reprinted this, and they're strawberries. And of course, I'd like to do all of them. So, but not right now. I'm kind of in the midst of some other things. So they're go in the queue at some point. And then this I just bought online on Etsy. I've been looking, and I imagine there'll be more coming out, but I just fell in love with this when I saw it. Been looking for a sampler to do for the 250th anniversary of the Revolutionary War. And I don't know how you say her name, Crosette Agogo, but evidently she just came out with this, and I absolutely love it. It's got an alphabet, it's got a house, it's got the date, July 4th, it's got eagles, it's got Lady Liberty and Uncle Sam. The border is lovely. There's nothing I don't like about it. The flowers, nothing I don't like. And I've got some fabric coming in, and I think I've already pulled the colors. I did that today. So and it's all DMC, and I'm going to just do it in DMC. I love the colors on that. I think it's gorgeous. So I'm just going to do it in that, and that'll be fine. And that was, oh, her name is Dorigo Michaela, maybe? I believe she's in Italy, I believe. And I ordered it on Etsy, and I think I had a return thing within a couple hours to download it. So, and it's an online chart PDF. So you do have to be able to print it out. So, and that doesn't bother me. So some people don't like that, but that doesn't bother me. So that is, I'm going to hopefully, if this fabric comes, my plan is to start this on July 4th and have it done by next year on the 4th. That's the plan. So we'll see how that plays out. Anyway. And then I've got, here's some other things that I haven't started yet. And then I'll show you, I've got some WIPS here. These are things I have not started but want to. This is Silver Creek Sampler. Lord, send me where you want me to. This is from out of 9/11. Michael's Prayer. He was the priest. I think he was one of the first emergency people killed. And I've seen the video of him right before, and then he got hit by some falling debris and it killed him. He was a priest. And he was there for the firefighters. And I just love that piece. Lord, send me where you want me to go. Let me meet folks you want me to know. Tell me the words you want me to say, and tenderly keep me out of your way. Amen. Michael Judge. So, and I never did do like a 9/11 piece per se. So I think that's going to be my piece. And here's some littles. Here's more Brenda Gervais. This is just stuff I've had in my stash to do. Land of Liberty, I want to do this one. And I've got the thread all in there. And here I've got fabric, and this is left over from the shaker, Primrose Cottage shaker one, that I thought I would use on some of these, you know, other pieces. Because that is color and cotton. I don't necessarily want to go down that rabbit hole where I have a whole collection of that. I'm still working on Weeks and the other ones, Gentle Arts, and then I'd love to do this one, and I don't think that's going to happen this year. The Seasons of the Heart. I love this. There's all 4 of them in here. I want to do them all. Got the floss all pulled, and so yeah, so that's all stuff that I haven't started. I want to. And then I'll show you what I have been stitching on. And this is in my Patriotic bag. And I don't have a huge start on this, but I work on it when I don't want to deal with the linen on my other piece. And this is Plum Street, and it's stars. And there's the start. So I'm coming down here, filling that lettering in. So it's solid coverage. This is, I think, 20 count. Rusco oatmeal Ada, 20 count. And beautiful colors. And then it goes with this one. And these are both, I know they're a lot of stitching. I know that. So they're going to take a minute. And stripes. This one says stripes over here. You can hardly see it. So they go together, stars and stripes. And I've loved this ever since I saw it. So kind of, you know, got a decent start on that. And then what I've really been working on, when I don't have a headache, that's always the bummer. A lot of times at night, if I don't feel good, then nothing happens, unfortunately. But this is, get the picture out here. Liberty by Brenda Gervais. And so that's the one I'm working on right now. And it's coming along. For me to see what I'm showing you. Isn't that lovely? I have loved working on every minute of this. It's just wonderful. And I'm not too far from being over here at this side. So this is 35 count lamb's wool. And I'm doing 1/2. I just think I love it. It's been a fun thing to stitch. So I'm working in here, and I've got all of those 3 done, and I've only done one of the red. So I've got one more red, and I've got to come down here and do another red. So this is what I have left, and then to finish you know, what the fillers. So it's coming. It is coming. Oh, and I should show you the eagle. I love the eagle. I did that last night with the Smyrna crosses. Those cool, right in there. They turned out really nice, look really cool. So kind of gives you some neat little texture. Throw that in there, and then here, I think I'm pretty sure I've shown my flag bag. This is actually supposed to go on one of those bigger bags, but I just put it on one of the smaller ones. Not my favorite thing to stitch, to be real honest, but it turned out really cute. And then we like Legos around our house. So here's I don't know if they have it anymore, but there's a Lady Liberty Lego person on a keychain. So I got it, and then I've got another little doodad that somebody gave me from a retreat. So I hooked that on there too. So, okay. We're getting there. We are getting there. Then I still want to sew on something. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. I had a whole stack of stuff here, and I had to give it away because my granddaughter was here. And then I had another little piece of fabric. I have a granddaughter that's going at Lincoln, Nebraska, and getting her master's there. And so at like an estate sale or one of these places where I got a ton of fabric pretty inexpensively, there was a piece of Nebraska fabric. And so I picked that up because I thought, oh, I can do something for Emma. And so I wished I had the stuff to show you. It turned out, she was absolutely thrilled. I don't know if there was a half yard. It wasn't any more than that, but it was more than a fat quarter. I made 2 bowl cozies with my AccuQuilt die. I made a lanyard, and I've got the pattern for that. And then I made a wristlet with a hook on it. Same kind of hook, you know, like one of those claw things. Oh, what else? I made a little thing to put a quarter in. She goes to Aldi's, and she was thrilled with that. And it's got it, and again, it has another, these clip kind of things. I got a whole container of various clips. So everything had a clip on it. It seemed like there was something else. Well, if I'm not remembering. Well, this morning I had one more piece left, and I didn't feel good enough on Sunday to do this. I wanted to do it so I could send it with her. She was here and then drove back to Lincoln Monday morning. But I did a zippered pouch for her. I had just enough to do one piece, or you know, to make a pouch, and put a cute little plaid, a black and red plaid in there. And so anyway, but I had a whole stack of stuff, and it was so cute. It really was. And she was thrilled. She loved it all. She had ideas for everything. So it's pretty cute. And I call these kinds of things potato chips. You know, you can't just do just one, you know. And of course, I was trying to use up this fabric because we don't got anybody else that's probably going to Lincoln, Nebraska to school. And so, you know, I wanted to use this up and have it go out the door and be enjoyed. And so anyway, it's been fun kind of putzing around making these little bitty projects. And if you want to see that, or you know, like a lanyard or the wristlet or the Aldi's thing, my one daughter saw the Aldi's thing, she wants one, so I am going to be making more of the Aldi's for the little quarter, because they shop at Aldi's. And then I've shown these before. I take these strips left over. See, I did all those finishes, and I cut down. So here there's stars, there's flowers, and I put this up with my junk journal stuff. Isn't that cute? And I evidently had red thread in that day, so that red it is. And here's some tulips. And here's just a teeny tiny one, and I did a zigzag. Here's black. Oh, and I didn't realize I had two together. So anyway, I'm trying to tell which, it stitches so well you can't tell which is the top and which is the bottom. That's a good stitching machine, is what that is. Oh, and look at this. Two tiny stars, rows of stars side by side. Love that design. And then this has got hearts. Cute. So that'll go up with my junk journal. You can see why I needed to clean this stuff up. And then sometimes when my head's not great, but maybe it's not horrible, I don't want to work on my really good stuff. I did these small bits. I did covered buttons. And I use them on embellishments on cross stitch or whatever. I mean, you can use them for, you know, you could put two of the same size together and, you know, glue them together and make isn't that cute? Make a little pole or something. So I have a little case, I keep those in. So you can see, I've got a whole bunch of stuff to put away. And then I was gonna share with you just real quick, when I was doing those finishes, I kind of did little rough sketches from Pinterest. I didn't have measurements or anything because I was going by what my pieces was. This is like for, like these things of my mom's. So like that. And see, that one sort of came out like this one here in the center. So I just made these little rough drawings and kind of used those as my, you know. And then I used these, they're fussy cutting templates, and I like to use them to fussy cut. Like if the shape is about these sizes, it helps to use that. And these are Fons and Porter. I don't know if they make them anymore, but I'm sure you can get them somewhere. I mean, to be real honest. So I like using those to help line my stuff up, and I can see real well. And then, oh, I guess I had one more thing here that I bought, and I haven't hardly even taken it out of the package. This is from reproductionfabrics.com. I get her newsletter, and she came out with a sesquicentennial collection and fabrics, and I thought, oh, that might be kind of cool. You know, to do something with. And so here is this group. Beautiful. Love this stripe. I love a good stripe. You can make a simple piece look really pretty elevated by adding a stripe. And then here's a toile. There. Oh, she's got them wrapped around. There's all different ones. So it's a whole nice bundle. I don't know how many pieces are in here. And I don't know if she still has it or not. I got this, let's see, when did I get it? First part of June is when I ordered it. So, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, and it's from reproductionfabrics.com, right down here. So you can check with her about that. Then the other thing, and I think I'll stitch on this just a little bit. I ordered this, and I've worked on this a little bit. Again, Patriotic piece. I saw this and I just thought, oh, I think I need to make that. And it's by Lori Holt. And she's done a couple blog posts and then videos on it. And then you can get this sew along guide. You can download that at let's see, either her, I think at her website you can download this, either that or Riley Blake, but I think it's her website. So if you would go to Bee in My Bonnet company, Bee in My Bonnet, Lori Holt, you would come up with her blog. And you could download this sew along guide. It is a lot of pages, I'm not gonna lie. It's big. And then, like, if you want, it's not directions per se, but you can go then to a couple blog posts, or I watched a video. I had a question about the one block, and I watched the video, and then I understood what she was doing. So you can get the pattern really for free by watching that and getting the guide. A lot of cutting, and it's applique, but so I've gotten 2 box complete. And here's the applique block. Isn't that lovely? Oh. And I'm working on the pieces for the second one. That's what I thought I'd sew on here in just a second. Just do a little bit. And then here's one of the piece blocks. I've got one of them done. So very cool. And then that star in the center is appliqued. So there's a bunch of those. There's cornerstones of those stars, and then in the center of each of the piece block is one of those. So I need to kind of get a pack ready just of those stars and do them on top of the applique block. But I'm working on the pieces for the next one right here on my tray, and I've got a couple here left to finish or to stitch, so I thought I would do that right now. She does a method where you trace, you do need to get the templates. That would be one thing you'd have to order. But you trace the shapes, and I did find that my it worked better to do it on my wool mat. I was having trouble with the friction pen. I don't know, just not wanting to write very well. And I got a brand new pack and it didn't act any better. So it worked better when I actually was tracing on top of that wool mat. And then you trace around. These shapes have all been sewn. I've got interfacing back here. And I'll cut all those out and then I slit the interfacing and I turn it. And I don't mind doing it. And then you use glue. Got myself a new bottle of glue, and I glue them all down. Here's the background. I'll glue it all down to the background, and then it's all ready to take. I've got a bag upstairs with my threads. It'll all go in there, and then it's ready for me to start appliquing. So I need to get this other one ready here. So that's what I thought I would do here for just a few minutes. I've got just a couple more pieces here to finish up. And then I still have stems to do. We gotta, oh shoot. Oh, I gotta tighten you up. I tightened this up because oh, sorry. Here, I couldn't turn the camera. Okay, now we'll go down here. There we go. There. I think that'll do it. Right in there. So I've got a couple more shapes here to do. And so I thought I'd work on that for just a few minutes before I end this video off. I still would like to, I have downloaded all the videos that I'm going to keep off of my Facebook group. Let's see here, and I'm going to do for this, I dropped my stitch length down to 2.0. You want them pretty little. And then I also drop my needle down so it's in the down position when it stops. Because you're doing a lot of pivoting. This is not speed sewing. And I could do this needle turn too. But I don't mind this method. And there's a whole bunch of stem work, and this way you get your pieces where you want it to go with these stems. I always had trouble with that in the past, is, you know, like the end of a leaf wasn't underneath the stem where it was supposed to be. That kind of thing, which is annoying. Well, we've been busy around here a little bit. We didn't really have a deck before. There was just a platform and stairs down from our upper level down to the lower level in the back of the house. And it wasn't in very good shape. The railing was very poor, actually. So we had a new deck built, and it's, well, nothing that we've got going is done, but it's getting there. We're waiting for the final materials. Our contractor just ordered them, and we did a new front door and a new door from our garage to the house, and So there's trim work everywhere that needs to be finished. All the finishing stuff needs to happen now. But the doors are in. Oh, we put a new front window in too. So we've had a couple weeks of kind of a lot of commotion. I mean, it hasn't really been that bad, but just extra people around. And then they have questions, and so we both have kind of wanted to stay close to home. But we like everything that we picked out, so that's good. And he brought home 2 chairs. So we'll have to get them cleaned up. We've got a table and chairs set. He just brought 2 of the chairs home, so every time he comes home from the farm, he'll probably bring another piece or 2. Yeah, this is a big flower, so this is, you don't want to really rush, because whatever you sew is the shape you get. Oh, and then I took my machine in to the spa. Actually, I just brought my serger home. It went for a spa treatment too. And, well, my thread cutter isn't working. Well, they put a new blade in it. Well, it's still not acting right, so it needs to be adjusted. So there you can see where I've stitched. I do have black thread in. Normally I don't have black thread, but this fabric is dark, so I thought I won't take time to change the thread here. That flower was, I'm going to take this slowest time to sew because it just so many ins and outs. It's a lot of pieces, not going to lie. But once you have this all glued down, I mean, it takes a minute to do all of that. And let's see here, I need to do one more stitch. Yeah, but once you have it all glued down and situated, then, you know, it's ready to travel. You know, you can kind of, and that glue worked just fine. I mean, handling it, I didn't have any pins in it. And nothing came undone while I was while I was stitching on one part of it. Nothing came undone. So it worked out really quite well. And I'll now get all these pieces done. I'll sit down and probably while I'm watching TV and cut these all out, you know, leaving a real scant seam allowance so they're ready to turn. So anyway, I am going to have to take my machine back down there because they've got to adjust this. It's not cutting the thread most of the time. It does it every once in a while. And then it's kind of annoying. I'm used to that. And yeah, can cut them. cut the top one, but not the bottom one. It's not cutting the bottom one, is what it's not doing. There. Okay, I've got 2 more leaves to go, and that's it. So be nice to get this ready for the next stage, and then I'll cut out another piece block. There's so many fabrics with this. It's kind of a lot to keep track of, and I'm gonna try, now that I've done the first block, there's some of it I want to use my dies for. I don't necessarily want to do it the way she does it. That's just my personal preference. Yeah, not cutting it. Not cool. Not cool. So anyway, I hope, let me know what you guys are working on. What are people doing for the 4th of July? Let me know if you want me to make a lanyard or a wristlet or one of the Aldi's things on camera. Yep, cut the top one, not the back one. So irritating. So anyway, those done. So I've got all of those pieces done for that next block, except I need to make bias for the stems, and it takes quite a bit. I've got that sitting here, that fabric, and here's my leftover, and it's skinny. It's little bitty stuff. And I've got a bias tape maker that works for that. It makes it really slick. But you can see all the stems, a lot of stems. So, yeah. And little flags. Isn't it cute? Yeah. This is fun too. Very fun to work on. So, well, that is all I have for today. Thanks for joining me. And if you like just stopping in to see what I'm working on and to have a little chat, please subscribe and mark notifications so you know when I post a new one. And I'm not sure which number this is, but I'll put it in the title of the video, okay? And so have a great weekend, and bye for now.